Region 8 News starts right now.
We have new information tonight in regard to the body found in a Poinsett County ditch last week. 3 suspects have been arrested in this case. 30-year-old Buddy Cantrell, 45-year-old Anthony Scott Mosley, and 55-year-old Gerald Eugene Hutchins. According to Cross County authorities, they got word on March 31st about a missing person last seen on March 27th. Deputies found the person had been seen at Hutchins' home on Hardin Lane in Wiener the night he was last seen. Hutchins told authorities the missing person laid on the floor for about 12 hours, and it was found the man later died. Hutchins called the person's cousin Mosley. Mosley and Cantrell loaded the man into the back of their truck and covered him with a tarp. From there, Cantrell left with the man to dispose of his body. Cantrell, Mosley, and Hutchins were arrested on suspicion of abuse of a corpse and tampering with evidence. You can read more about this case on our website. Little Rock police are searching for an escaped suspect involved in a shooting last night. It happened just after 5:45 p.m. at a carnival in the parking lot of an outlet mall. At the scene, police found one person with gunshot wounds. That person was taken to the hospital and is in very critical condition. Police detained one suspect, 16-year-old Keaton McGee, but he escaped while seeking medical treatment.
The person requested medical treatment. Without getting into the details, medical treatment was provided, and he was going to be transported to a local hospital to receive treatment. During the process of that, was able to break free from officers and medical staff and fled south in our 12th Street section.
Police are searching for the teen at this time. He is considered extremely dangerous. McGee is a 5'8" black male, 140 pounds, with a short afro-style haircut. Last seen wearing a white muscle shirt. Investigators are also looking for a second suspect who may also be involved in the shooting. The man wanted in connection to a fatal shooting in Missouri has been arrested. We first told you about the shooting yesterday. It happened at a gas station in Kong around 5 Saturday morning. One person was killed and 3 others were injured. 28-year-old Christopher L. Lindley, a Thayer, was wanted in connection to that shooting. He faces first-degree murder and armed criminal action charges. A judge ordered him held without bond. Police are looking for 2 suspects who broke into a Hardy gas station early this morning. Take a look at this video. It shows those suspects breaking the glass on the front door of the Valero on East Main Street and heading for the cash register. They ran away with insert trays from the register along with cash. Officers went to the scene around 1:30 this morning. Police have no information on a getaway vehicle, but believe the pair may have gotten a ride. Anyone with information on the case can call Hardy Police or the Sharp County Sheriff's Office. Now to the latest on COVID-19. Since the start of the month, the national daily death rate from COVID-19 has dropped significantly, down 15%, but hospitalizations are increasing, up 12% in the last 2 weeks. Trevor Alt joins us with the latest.
This morning, health officials fear a 4th coronavirus wave is taking hold. On top of rising cases over the past 2 weeks, hospitalizations climbing 12%, with states like Michigan hit even harder.
The number of cases, the number of patients within our hospitals has doubled.
Here in Arkansas, 100 new cases of COVID-19 were reported today. Active cases dropped by 28 to 1,733. Hospitalizations remain at 163. No deaths were reported for the 3rd day in a row. Our death toll remains at 5,661. Well, taking a live look here in Jonesboro, it's been a nice sunny day. What can we expect for the rest of the week, Ryan? Radio station KLEK and the city of Jonesboro are teaming up to honor and show gratitude to all of the city's volunteers. During the week of April 18th, KLEK will spotlight members of the community during their morning show, Community Conversations. Show host Quabila Jones says this is a small way to show appreciation for those who keep the city going.
I wanted to shine light on volunteers because oftentimes they go unnoticed, unrecognized, unappreciated. And I just want people to see those unsung heroes.
You can say your thanks by posting on social media and using the hashtags VolunteersMatterJB and WhyIVolunteerJB. Looking ahead, there will be a temporary lane closures in Brooklyn this week as work begins to improve highways 49 and 49B. Starting Monday, crews will alternate closing a single lane on Highway 49B between the Highway 49 interchange on the south side of Brooklyn. They'll be resurfacing the road during this time. The closures will take place on weekdays between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. The House will take a vote on a hate crimes-related bill at the state capitol this week. Tomorrow, SB 622 is on the floor for a vote. The bill would delay release from prison for certain offenders until the offender has served at least 80% of his or her sentence if the suspect purposely targeted the victim. The Senate is expected to take up Gabo's law on Monday. The bill would provide emergency medical care for injured police dogs. The bill is named in honor of Gabo, a Jonesboro Police Department K-9 that was shot 5 times at point-blank range in 2018. Governor Asa Hutchinson is scheduled to discuss 2 teacher salary bills during a press conference tomorrow. The bills would increase the statewide target average annual salary for teachers to $51,822, plus create a teacher salary equalization fund to raise salaries in the state. You can learn more about each of these bills and see what else is on the agenda for this week. Just visit this story under the Politics tab on our website. In national news, Senator Chuck Schumer is pushing for a quick release of funding for mental health included in the American Rescue Plan. Today, the senator said he hopes that making the money available sooner will help get resources to people who desperately need it.
Bottom line is this: wait. This has been a silent, stealth illness, mental illness, that has dramatically increased with COVID. And if we let it fester, if we knew nothing about it, it will get worse, and it will take our society a lot longer to get back to normal.
A Black Army officer is suing 2 Virginia police officers for drawing their guns and threatening him during a traffic stop. Second Lieutenant Karen Nazario was driving in a newly purchased SUV December 5th last year when he was stopped by police for allegedly driving without license plates. Nazario says when he eventually pulled over at a gas station, officers drew their guns on him. Police body camera video shows officers pepper spray Nazario in uniform at the time while he asked what's going on. He eventually exited the car and was placed in handcuffs. The lawsuit say officers later warned Nazario not to complain about their treatment of him, threatening to criminally charge him.
After seeing what I've seen on the body cam footage, it's kind of hard to justify having them serving and protecting anything.
Whoa, hold on. What's going on?
Nazario's lawyer said a new vehicle tag was clearly visible in his rear window, and he was ultimately not criminally charged or cited for any traffic violation. Nazario is asking for at least $1 million in damages. The 6th victim in a mass shooting in South Carolina last week has died. Robert Shook died Saturday at a North Carolina hospital after undergoing several surgeries. The 38-year-old was married with 3 children. According to authorities, Shook was shot 6 times, but was still able to call his supervisor at GSM Services, who then made the first 911 call related to the shooting. Shook and his co-worker James Lewis were finishing up an HVAC job at a home when they were shot. In the past decade, rural counties in the Arkansas Delta have lost a staggering number of primary care doctors, slashed by roughly 50%. In Pickett, Dr. Dennis Blake is the only primary care physician, and he sees around 140 patients a week. In the next 5 years, the Association of American Medical Colleges projects a shortage of between 21 to 55,000 primary care physicians, with even fewer physicians practicing in rural areas.
If there's not a connection between a physician and a particular town, it's very, very difficult to convince them to come to a small town.
Night 10, Amanda Hansen looks at the struggle being felt in rural areas across the country and sits down with Dr. Blake as he shares his concerns for the future of small town medicine. Next at 5, it's one of the most important discoveries since King Tut's tomb in the 1920s. We'll show you an entire ancient Egyptian city uncovered within the last year.